Hello everyone, this is Denise Dennis D Nice, aka Denny in Virginia, aka the Doors professional and professional voice actor, and this is my daily life. So I want to address something, the elephant that is in the room right now, and that I am fully aware that I have been completely and utterly ignoring YouTube for several weeks now. I am fully aware of this. I apologize, but I know I'm doing it, and I do apologize for it. But I'm aware that I've been ignoring you guys. Um, I've also been ignoring some of my like Virginia-based brand stuff as well. So don't worry, you're not the only one getting ignored by me. I'm ignoring myself as well. I'm ignoring a lot of things, and so basically, I just want to do this daily live as not a continuation of the first live I did that was fighting a cold and comfort, which I was like, oh, so I did this already, which was funny because, well, it's not funny, but today I am essentially doing part 2 of that because I find myself yet again, a month after I posted that video, fighting both a cold, the cold, and physical comfort. So basically, I once again, 2 days ago, I came home and I lied in bed and I just could not leave the bed. I went to sleep. I had a meeting. I missed everything that I was supposed to do. I lied in bed. I could not get out of bed. There was nothing. My family cooked dinner for me, and I still said, yeah, that's cool, and I just went back to bed. I don't know what happened 2 days ago, but the second I came home, I got into bed, and for some reason, I could not leave the bed, and I slept from like 7 p.m. until the a.m. And I cannot explain why. I don't know what happened, but I went out like a light. And then the following day, which was yesterday, I also spent a full day doing, once again, absolutely just nothing but sleeping for the most part. And today I feel a little bit better. Still not back to 100% as you can hear, but I don't feel the need that I have to wear a mask to prevent you guys from seeing any snot that might come out. And anyway, I can just do this and hide it from you guys. I can hide any snot that might come out right now. But I don't feel as bad as the last time I went live, whereas like I was actively like dripping, and so I feel good about that. But I'm just like, man, I don't know what happened, but I felt like I got hit with like a ton of bricks that night, and it just followed through into the next day, and even up until this morning, it kind of just didn't really do anything. So like I said, I'm feeling a little bit better right now, but I wanted to go live just to give you guys a little update as to current state of affairs. I don't really have any content for you guys planned out because I'm still like, as you saw from my last video, I don't know who I am as Denise. It's the weirdest thing. I am very confident in my Virginia-based brand of Denny and Virginia, but as Denise Donovan, I'm just like, who even am I? Nobody cares. That's how I've felt over the past like few years. It's like, no, nobody cares about me. But it's like, but that's not true. Obviously, that's not true. I have like a very loving family. I have loving friends. So I don't know why when it comes to like doing like my personal stuff, I get into that like that nobody cares mentality when it's like, I know it's not true. I know it's not true. And so I have to learn how to flip the script and be like, somebody cares. There's a reason why I'm doing this, because somebody out there is going to care. Besides that, like I said, I'm fighting a physical cold right now, and we're going to pray that for 100% healing tonight, 100% healing tonight, because tomorrow I actually have a couple of things on the schedule that I need to get done, and I need my speaking voice, I need my presence, I need my energy up for tomorrow, because I have 2 actual events that I need to actually get done tomorrow. One of them is a podcast, another one is an actual physical event that I'm going to, and so we are getting rid of this illness today. I do not claim this anymore. It is not my illness, it is not my sickness, and I banish you out of my body, out of my nose, out of my throat, out of my head, gone from my body. No more aches, no more achy bakey in my body. So we're clear now, right? We're clear. Excellent. Thank you guys. I appreciate it. I appreciate you sticking out with me during this fighting the cold, and comfort again. So part 2, we're fighting the cold. Once again, we had like a cold front here in VA, where it's just very, very cold. We actually got snow past couple of days. A few days ago, we got snow, and although most of it has melted, luckily The area that I am from, we did not suffer too much damage when it comes to snow. We only got a light dusting, like an inch or so. And I'm very thankful for that. And most of it has melted already. We still have some in our backyard because the trees are like blocking it from the sun, melting it. But that's okay. The birds seem to like it for some reason. We have a lot of birds in our backyard now. But yeah, the cold is it's very cold. And our heat in my home has never worked properly. My room, least of all, because it is the free room over the garage. And so it is one of the largest rooms in the household, and so we get very, very, very poor air circulation. And so it is hands down the coldest, besides the garage, obviously. It is the coldest room in the household. And so it has been a struggle to keep warm. Been wearing layers upon layers of blankets, pajamas, layers of clothing, and it's still just like not quite like hitting. And so we recently got a heater, and hopefully that'll help. But yeah, for some reason our room is just like the absolute coldest in the household, which doesn't help when you feel the way I do sometimes this past couple days. And so fighting the literal cold is still an ongoing thing. But I have bright hopes for an early spring this year. Not just an early spring in VA, but like a beautiful spring. Like a spring like we've never seen before. And I do plan on taking full advantage of it, because I don't know if any of you guys have ever been to Virginia, but I love living here. Very, very pretty in the fall, super aesthetic in the fall, but I also think we're very super aesthetic in the spring. So I'm really looking forward to the springtime here in VA, just because it's so lovely, guys. It's just so lovely living here. And I really want people to see living in Virginia through my eyes, because I see so much wonder, so much potential, so many opportunities available here. That's my goal for my Virginia-based brand of Diddy in Virginia, is to get more people to see the positive side of living here, instead of always like ragging on it and stuff like that. I mean, I digress, because I can go in on this topic for hours. That's the one topic that like really lights me up. That's how I know it's in line with my purpose here on this earth, because it's like, it's one thing that just really like gets me going. Anytime somebody says something bad about VA, something bad about any of the cities in Virginia, especially those that are really just actually trying. They might not have had the best reputation before, but they're actively trying to be better, and people just keep ragging on them and harping on the past. I just be like, no, stop that. This is a great place to live. They're really actually working, and actually you're the problem, because you're not supporting the events that they are putting on for the community. You're not supporting the sober things that they are doing for the community. You're not supporting their efforts to get the community involved in the community. You're not supporting your own community. Instead, you're wasting time ragging on it. So it's like, if you hate living here, please leave. Like, that's like actually a serious request. If you do not like living in the state of Virginia, please leave. It's not funny. Like, seriously, go somewhere that lights you up. Go somewhere that makes you joyous, because we're not for everyone. There's no perfect place in the world that's built perfectly for everybody. But if you're miserable here, then leave. It's a very simple solution. There's nothing holding you here for the most part, unless like you're military and you have to be here. But that's still only temporary. But it's like, if I catch you living here for the past 10 years and you've been miserable every single year, leave. So yeah, I'm trying to both get people who don't like living here to leave, and find somewhere that actually brings them joy and puts life into them. If this state's not bringing life into you, then you don't belong here. You need to find somewhere that actually pours life into you. And I want that for you. That's why I'm telling you to leave. It's not to be funny. It's because, like, literally, you have the choice to live here or not. If you're miserable here, please go. But a fair warning, if you're miserable there as well, then you're probably the problem. But that's going to be between you and life, you know? So that's a whole perspective. That's a whole rabbit hole that we're not going to go into, even though I went into it for the past couple of minutes. But anyway, literally, it is cold over here. What else? Fighting comfort. Comfort, y'all. That start-stop cycle that I've written about before, and I probably need to write about again. I still haven't found a good way to, like, get over the start stop. That initial like rush, that like excitement of starting a project, or even just thinking about a project. Just thinking about a new idea lights me up and gets me so energized. Me writing stuff. Yeah, it's so awesome. And then when it comes time to actually do something, I'm like, no, I'm over it. And I don't even give the project a chance to survive. I don't even give it a chance to thrive. And so that start-stop cycle is the problem. Is my current comfort level. I shouldn't be comfortable at all, like at all. I am not happy with where I am in life, but it's still fighting that social not mine, but that social anxiety of like, oh, I have to actually talk to people. I have to actually communicate with people. I have to actually form relationships with people if I want to get anywhere. I have to actually collaborate with people. I have to actually do something. And so I don't know if it's I've been so scared of failing whatever I do because I failed that I'm just like, what's the point? But it's like if that's the case, I could just get in jobs and I've quit all of them. And I'm like, why am I quitting everything? Why am I quitting everything? So it's like if I'm not of the mindset of like I will work this 9 to 5 and I will make the money and I will start paying off my debts and I will be happy with my 9 to 5, then why aren't I putting in the work to be able to be an entrepreneur, to be able to have a side hustle, rather side hustles to make up for that lack of income from a consistent job? And it's not like I don't have any ideas, it's just that I don't have the balls to actually go forth with it at the moment. I mean, I'll rebuke that. I'm transitioning into getting out of that comfort of being like, oh, they're gonna say no. Oh, so why bother? They're not gonna say no. They're just gonna say no. Because it's like I've seen little bits of like progress here and there, like not in my personal Denise life, but in my my Virginia-based brand. I've seen little bits of little shards of light kind of bursting through as if to tell me, just keep going, it's working, just not on your timeline. And so that's comforting. But then here I am over here on my official Denise Donovan channel, and I don't really have anything to showcase. Like, what am I even about? I don't know. I took some time to look back on, I didn't watch everything, but look back on some of the stuff that I posted since I started posting as myself. And I'm like, definitely all very cringe. All 100% cringe. Crunch, 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 crunch. Cringe, 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 cringe. Every last bit of it. So much so that I was very tempted to just delete everything and start from scratch. Because everything was cringe and everything was a failure. In my mind, everything was cringe and everything was a failure. And so I was like, why don't I just delete everything and start from scratch? Because nobody likes me, nobody follows me, nobody cares about what I have to say anyway. And I'm like, why did I go straight there? Why did I go straight down the rabbit hole to depression? That doesn't make any sense. So I didn't delete anything. There's a couple of things that I didn't want to delete, but I didn't delete anything. And it's just like, where do I go from here? Because the things that I've tried to talk about what not to do to be better than me. Very easy. You can do pretty much anything and you'll be better than me at this point. That series, I try to start that. I try to do a training series as to like what is good and what is bad training. I'm not authorized to do a series on training. I've never trained anybody. Well, I mean, in one of my old jobs I did, but like I'm not authorized for that. What else have I tried to do? I tried to do, did you read your Bible today? Every single day. Fell off of that because I myself stopped reading the Bible every day, which is a big no-no. And so I should probably get back to that because it'll hold me more accountable to actually reading the word today. Now, I did read the word today, and today's word was Proverbs. I don't have a specific verse for you because it came up a couple of times actually. And the overall theme that came up, I think, twice thus far, I think I stopped at Proverbs 9, was that wisdom is loud. I prayed today for wisdom from God because I'm just like, I feel so stupid all the time. I feel so ignorant all the time. I want wisdom. I'm tired of being ignorant all the time. And so I did pray for wisdom today. And so I was reading in Proverbs and it stood out to me that wisdom is loud. It says that it's loud. It's screaming from the street. I know you're not supposed to take everything literally, but I'm just like, okay, well, if wisdom is so loud, why haven't I been hearing it all these years, especially the past 2 years, when I actually started to seek the Lord for myself and not just go to church, not just physically be there, but not like spiritually, I'm not actually invested, I actually don't talk to Jesus regularly, But now that I actually have that relationship, now that I'm actually in the Word, now that I actually know some of the truth, a bit of the truth, not all of it, but a bit of the truth, like, why aren't I hearing the wisdom all around me? And so it's like, I don't know if that's something that I need to pray on more for this week. But yeah, it says that wisdom is loud, so I should be hearing it everywhere. Everywhere I go, I should be hearing it, seeing it, and listening to her. But I'm just like, but where are you? I haven't heard you for the past 2 years, and I needed you. I really needed you. And it's like, it's not like I'm getting like book knowledge, but I'm not getting wisdom. So I read so many books. I've watched so many sermons. I've watched so many teachings. is I've consumed so much stuff, but it's like it hasn't done anything for my life because I haven't done anything with it. And so that's not even Booksmart because I haven't even done anything with it. And I couldn't even like regurgitate the information that came from it. Some of it I could, but not all of it. And so it's like I don't even know what to categorize that as. It's just book junk is what I have. But wisdom, that's something that I want. I want actual wisdom. I'm tired of reading all these books and not doing anything with it. I'm tired of consuming all this stuff and not doing anything with it. I want real wisdom. Real wisdom. That is what I want. I want wisdom, and I should be able to find it easily because it's supposed to be screaming from the streets. It should be so loud. And so maybe now that I know that it's supposed to be loud, I'll be able to hear it a bit better. But yeah, I want real wisdom. I'm tired of book knowledge. I'm tired of book junk going into my mind and not really like I do think that everything happens for a reason. I've consumed all the stuff that I've consumed for a reason. And so it's not like it's not doing anything. I believe that there's like this concentrated ball of potential energy in my brain right now that is just waiting for like it's saying constantly, give me a reason. Give me a reason. It just wants to snap and break free with all of the knowledge that I've gained from all of my reading, all of my consumption, all of the books, all the audiobooks, all of the courses, all of the sermons, all of the everything that I've been consuming. Everything. There's just this concentrated ball of knowledge going on in my head. It's just concentrated. This super, super dense ball of knowledge and information from all the books and the sermons and courses and stuff that I've consumed over the years. Such a concentrated ball is just in my brain right now. And like I said, it is just waiting, begging for a reason to be released. Begging for a reason to be released. And I have full faith that once this concentrated ball of knowledge gets its reason and just explodes all over the place, I know I'm going to be rolling in success, rolling in the wisdom, rolling in I can actually help people with this knowledge now. It needs that reason. It needs that reason to be released because right now it's still building. It's still getting denser. It's still condensing day by day with everything that I consume, everything that I can feel it just like concentrating even more. Like I said, it's kind of like doing this. It's like, please give me a reason to release the floodgates. Give me a reason. And I haven't given it that reason yet. But when I give it the reason, guys, I'm going to be operating on like a multi-billionaire brain. I'm telling you right now, with all the stuff that I've consumed over the past 2 years, all the conferences I've gone to, all the people that I've been in the room with, if I just through sheer osmosis, I have absorbed all the knowledge. And it's all still there in my brain. I'm going to be operating in this world with a multi-billion-dollar brain. And every problem that I see, I'm going to face as a billionaire. And it's going to be like absolutely insane. And people are going to be like, how did you do that? I'll be like, I don't know, man. It's been concentrated for years, just building up knowledge. I don't know. I can't even explain it. Every problem I see, you can solve it like that. I've been solving problems for other people in my mind for so long. It's finally out. And so I'm really looking forward to that time, guys. Really looking forward to that time. But until then, I'm like, well, you got a lot of problems yourself, girl, that you need to solve. So why don't I take that energy and reroute it to myself? So I'm just like, well, what am I as Denise supposed to do? I don't know. What am I as Denise supposed to do? What are my talents as Denise, you know? Not my Virginia-based brand, but as me, myself, and I as Denise, first and foremost. What am I supposed to do with what I've learned throughout life? I know I definitely want to help people when it comes to the problem that I'm currently talking about, when it comes to overconsumption and over-purchasing, over-investing into yourself. Is a mistake that I've done because I've made bad investments, which could have been good investments for other people. But where I was in life, it was a bad investment. It was just throwing money at a problem to fix it. But it's like, but I had to do the work in order to actually fix it. So it's like the money wasn't going to do anything. Joining that mastermind wasn't going to do anything. Taking that course wasn't going to do anything. Reading that book wasn't going to do anything unless I did something. And so I would love to help people who are at the beginning of their personal development journey not waste a bunch of money and not end up tens of thousands of dollars in debt like I did. And force themselves out of their comfort zone to go to stuff that at the end of the day really didn't matter, or purchase programs from people who, but admittedly, I start my personal development journey before I even started my journey with God. And so that is why I do want to help people before they dive into personal development to know that you got to get yourself right with God and with Jesus first. You got to. Otherwise, you can throw all the money in the world at that stuff. And I mean, maybe if you evil and you're really witty, you know how to make the money. But like at the end of the day, you ain't going to come out on top. But if you really want to thrive in a godly way, you got to get your relationship right with him first before you dive into all the programs, before you dive into all the books and stuff like that. And also, it's like there's so many actual free resources out there where if you can't do something with the free resources, why are you paying thousands of dollars for this thing that you're only doing it because they told you it's the only way to make wealth? There's so many people out here that's saying stocks is the only way to make wealth, or this is the only way to make wealth. This is the only way to make wealth. When it's like, but so many other people have made wealth in so many other different ways. So why would this be the only way to make wealth? And so I would like to help people to stop people from diving into that end of the pool before they get close with Jesus, before they get close with God, before they get in the Word. It'll save you so much heartache, so much money, so much frustration. And you'll be able to recognize when the people in the personal development world are using biblical principles and kind of rewording it or rephrasing it so that it's kind of their own, but it's really a biblical principle. You'll start to recognize that. I'm not the best at that yet, but I will say, looking back, I can recognize some of the stuff that I encountered in the personal development space as actually founded in biblical principles, but they put their own spin on it. And so they twist the biblical principles so that you're giving credit to the universe or you're giving credit to them. But really, it was based in scripture, and that's why it works. Not because of the universe, not because of that individual, but because of scripture. Scripturally, that's the rule. If you do this, then X will happen. And so they'll take stuff like that and they'll twist it, and you'll be like, oh yeah, you're totally right. I never thought of it like that. But if you're not in your word, you won't realize that they're just taking stuff from the Bible and twisting it for themselves. And so that's definitely something that I would like to help people not dive too much into before they get into their relationship with God and the Word and Jesus. Because ultimately, if you don't have that, down packed, there's no point in diving into personal development. There's no point for me if you and Jesus ain't like this, you know. And so he broke me so much last year to get me to depend on him. And so that's the only reason why I am like still just alive today, to be honest. It was very, very dark times, very, very dark times that were had over the past couple of years. But I can say that I am literally only here right now because of the love of Jesus Christ. That is the only reason why I'm here right now and alive right now, to be perfectly honest. There are lots and lots of dark times that were only overcome because I finally got into the Word, because I finally sought him out for, and not just because my parents told me to, not just because this is my parents' church, so I gotta go to church. I actually finally read the Word with my own eyes, and I know some truth now, and so that was a complete and utter game changer. So that is definitely one route that I can go in. Is I'm not called to ministry or anything like that. Like I said, I just want people to realize that you got to get right with God. You got to get right with Jesus before you can dive into any of that personal development stuff, because it's just like emptiness that you're seeking after if you're not getting right with God and Jesus and the Word first. So that's one route. I keep calling myself the Joyce Professional Unprofessional Voice Actor, but I don't have any voice acting stuff out there because the teleprompter thing that I was gonna use to start practicing my voice acting thing, there aren't that many videos, and I don't like all of the captions that they have for the video. So there's only like 3 that I was comfortable doing. And so now that I've done all 3 of them, it's like, well, what do I do to practice voice acting now? Because I have a lot of silly voices inside me, but it doesn't mean that I'm really good at voice acting. It just means that I have a lot of silly voices, and I definitely go into those silly voices on the regular, but I don't exactly have an outlet for the voices that I hear, you know? So it's like I be having conversation. I'll be having conversation between character A and character B and character A and character B. And it's like I don't have an outlet for that, so I can't really practice voice acting. So I'm calling myself the professional unprofessional voice actor, the Doys. but it's like I don't have a resume. So that's another avenue that I can go in. Um, what else? Music. I enjoy writing lyrics. I found out I really enjoy writing lyrics, and I can crank out lyrics in a day. I can finish a song in a day. I just can't hear instruments. I can't hear the backtrack at all. I don't know what it is. I cannot hear a backtrack to all the songs that I've made. It's not that many, but I just can't, like, in my mind, I can hear the melody of the lyrics. I know how it's supposed to be sung, but I just can't hear the instruments. And so it's like that blocker has stopped me from creating music. Silly music. I'm a meme girl. I'm a meme girl. So just silly, just non-serious meme music, what I created. I don't know if you've been with me for that long, but like We Use Onion Powder was the first song that I made, and I really like the song still today, but I still to this day don't really hear an instrumental backing to it. And so it's like, I don't know what blocker is up that prevents me from finishing songs, but that's another avenue that I can just like grit through. But I digress. I've been live for over 26 minutes now. I digress. I am done. Basically, life update, fighting a cold, fighting the cold. It is freezing right now, and fighting comfort because comfort is where my dream dies. If I am living in comfort right now, then I'm not working on the dream. I'm not working on the vision. I'm not working on what I'm supposed to be working on. And so have to fight both this cold, the cold, and comfort. And so that's all I have for this live. I'm sorry I talked your ear off. I don't sound as manly as I sounded yesterday, so that's good. And yeah, I hope you guys are having a wonderful, beautiful, blessed day. And until next time, all I'll say is goodbye.